Hello world, and welcome to Craft Beer and Crypto, brought to you by JKJ Digital Assets. Go to visit us at jkjdigitalassets.com. We're your one-stop shop for crypto information and education and all things in the crypto world. Today I'm joined by John Hull. I am joined by Javier Garcia, and I'm running the show today. It's Kevin Parsley, and we are so excited to be here with you. Today is November the 4th, 2021, and we are here to bring you some interesting information. The first thing we'd like to do is, of course, this is called Craft Beer and Crypto, so we decided today to mix it up on podcast number 2, and instead of starting off with crypto, we're going to start off with what we're drinking today. And this is my favorite time of the year. It is November, the Christmas beers are coming out. You know what that means? It is stout time, and there is no better stout. If you're in the market for a nice dark beer, you need to go find yourself some Hardywood Gingerbread Stout. These boys knock it out of the park. They are the only stout that's ever gotten a 100 on Beer Advocate's beer ratings. They've won medals. And let me tell you one thing right now. Nothing says Christmas like a gingerbread stout. I'm so excited. I am just beside myself that it's that time. Only thing that would be better would be if I had a little Debbie Christmas tree snack cake, but we'll work on that later on. We'll find some of those too. Javier, this is our wine guy. Javier loves his wine. I see that you do have a nice bottle sitting there. What do you got going on today?
Well, I'll tell you what. I went over to the Caboose Wine and Cheese here in Ashland, Virginia, and picked up a bottle of a 992. It's Finca Rio Negro. You like the way that rolls, right? It's a blend. Again, I like my blends. This one happens to be 85% Tempranillo. It's got some Shiraz, very little bit of Carav in it, and just a touch of Merlot. It's right smack down the center when you start talking about acidic. It's a little bit to the right when we talk about bold, but it's full. And it's got a little hint of cherry, and it's just fantastic. Will I wake up in the morning with a headache? I will let you know at the next podcast.
So with that being a blend, what's the tannin level like? Is it heavy?
Tannin is right in the center, and it's kind of right of center in terms, left of center in terms of dryness. So
okay,
yeah, we'll see. It's very nice actually.
I'm a stats guy. So what's the alcohol content?
Oh goodness, I don't do alcohol
14.
content.
14. It is 14%.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's a good one. That'll get the job done.
So
I like that.
I meant to have a nice little piece of cheese here with this, and really what I would pair this would be probably with the
maybe a little smoked Gouda. You think? No.
I might go with a little bit of maybe like a. You know what? I'm going to research that, and I'll get right back to you on that cheese. A little Red Baron, but we'll see.
So, John, what do you got happening over there, man? I see you got something a little lighter. Look like you haven't embraced the wintertime yet. What do you got?
Yeah, I went kind of the other direction. I'm not doing a Christmas beer. This one's a German Pilsner. It's Bingo Beer Company.
Oh, I love Bingo.
Yeah, Bingo is a solid contender. The best part about this thing is the brewery is down in Scott's Addition in Richmond. We are located in Richmond area. So it's down in Scott's Addition. It's got a great environment that you can go into. They kind of go with the video game atmosphere, and they do like the basketball games and stuff like that. Fantastic food. It's Scott's Addition, so that's a winner every time. And I picked it up today because it's brand new and it is awesome.
So it's called Rail Pass? Is that what it says?
Yeah, Rail Pass.
Nice.
We're physically located in Ashland, Virginia, which is a railroad town. So this thing is like bringing it on all categories. So
I like the theme of that.
It's got the railroad theme. It's a local beer, great brewery, fun night. Kevin and I have been there several times.
I can vouch for that.
Good
yes.
times.
Yes, Bingo is a great place to be.
I've been there too, just not as much as you guys. Yeah.
Well, it's a good beer stop. And again, for anybody that's ever in the Richmond area, this is well known in the craft brew community. Richmond, Virginia is one of the top 3 craft brew towns in the country. They do beer tours. There are over 12 breweries within a 4-mile radius of that Scott's Addition area. It is a fantastic place to be. If you like beer, if you like restaurants, come on down and visit us. Heck, hit us up on jkjdigitalassets.com. If you want to go to Instagram at jkj_digital_assets, shoot me a message and let me know. If you're at Scott's Edition, I'll come meet you. We will have a great time. We'll go invest in some beers, talk a little crypto. We'll decide maybe where we ought to go next with some things. So we're really looking forward to interacting with everybody here on the podcast. We'd like to go ahead today, and what we want to do is we've got kind of some different things that we want to hit as we move through the podcast. We want to go ahead and jump into some different areas that we're looking at. We're not going to delve deep, but we do have some places that we think we need to investigate, some things that you need to know as you begin your journey into the crypto world. There's a lot of things that are out there. There's a lot of things that you probably want to get into. There's some things out there that you don't want to get into, but we're going to be here to help you. And again, you go to jkjdigitalassets.com. There's going to be news articles. There's going to be the podcast. There are going to be some opinion pieces on there. All the things that are educational, all the things that will help you as you start to move through your journey through the crypto world. Javier, do you want to maybe start to just go through some of the different things that maybe, people want to look at? Because certainly we know that this market can be very volatile. There's some ups and some downs, and you got to be ready for that.
Yeah, let's understand volatility first of all. Let's discuss why. Why are crypto so volatile right now? Let's think of it as a new startup company. The market cap on some of these companies are very tiny, so any big investment into any one of these companies and their tokens will send that token flying maybe 50% in a day. I've seen them where they're up 100% in one day. All that means is some venture capitalist might have just jumped in with a couple $1 million and bought that much into the company, and that will make that token go flying.
And is that just because there's such a limited amount of tokens that are
no,
there?
I wouldn't say, because you look at some of these companies, and when you go searching into the token itself, you can see exactly how many tokens were minted. Okay, and it doesn't mean that they've either minted more or they've taken some off the table, which some of them are burning tokens. But what it does mean is, some of these tokens are a penny, half a penny. And if I have $1 million that I want to go throw on this because I'm a venture capitalist and I believe in this company now, I can send that token flying 100, 200% in a day. Then what generally happens is within the next 3 days, you'll see that token start coming back down. And so depending on where you bought on that scale, you'll see that token come back down and you'll think, okay, I've lost half of my money. And that's what we need to watch out for. We need to watch for these, for the FOMO onset. So you see something up 50% and it's time to sit back and relax and just watch it for a little while. I'm not saying that every time you do that, the price of that token will come back down. The odds are that it might be a screamer, right? But that's why, Kevin, that's why I've always told everybody is we go in with this small grub stake. If it's up 50%, maybe I'm going to put $200 in on this token, $300, and that's it. And if it continues to rise, then maybe I'll go with the next 300. So John, we can go in half positions and play this game.
Yeah. No, that's good. So John, what do you think about like investment levels? I mean, for the folks out there today that may be tuning in for the first time to this podcast, do they need to have $50,000 that they're going to dump into something, or where do you go to start your crypto journey?
Yeah. So first of all, I just want to say like the volatility that Javier described, that is inherent in the crypto market, and it just has to be taken as a given. Because there's going to be lots of people that argue against crypto because of the volatility. The volatility is what makes the wild gains that everybody wants. There are wild losses too, but it's just an inherent part of the game. If you were with any kind of quality investment advisor, they're going to tell you to put some portion of your portfolio into speculative environments. You cannot run in the 3% CD market, with your entire portfolio. You have to put something that is in a speculative category. So, and that's what this is. And having said that, nobody here at this company is going to tell you to go and dump $100,000 or probably not even $1,000 into something. We recommend everybody else that you keep your investments something that you're really not going to be broke if you lose it. If you put $500 in sushi squid game or whatever it is, and it disappears on you, it shouldn't be you just lost your mortgage or your car payment is gone now. That's not the level of investment that we want to do. We encourage people to keep their selections low enough where it doesn't matter. And the flip side of this is that the gains on things, if it's a good investment choice, the gains will be large enough that you can turn $500 into something significant.
Well, something there is when you start talking about investing, the key here for us right now is we are at the early stages. We mentioned this at our last podcast. If you're looking to become rich tomorrow, next week, then you're going to get yourself in trouble. If you have a timetable, the next 5 years, this could be the most rewarding ride you will ever be on. But it has to be done correctly. You can't get greedy. And like we keep saying, let's do this with a small grub stake, a small amount of money, something that's not going to change your lifestyle, period. And I'm telling you, you'll be very happy at the end of the road here, at the end of this journey.
All right, so I've got a question. Okay, so we keep talking about we're going to invest. Where do I invest? I mean, do I call my investment broker that I have my 401k with and go, hey, I want to buy Sushi Swap and Ethereum and Bitcoin, and where do I go? How do I set up something so that I can get into this? What does that mean?
Yeah, they're probably going to discourage you from that topic. So there are many places to go on the internet to set up an account, and the biggest, there's many of them, and we will talk through specifically some of them and make some production issues here. Sorry, everybody.
Sorry, I thought JD was still talking.
Yeah.
Our producer was busy coloring instead of switching cameras, but we'll have to get a camera at some point so you can see where our technical difficulties lie.
Our technical difficulties come right here.
So
back to accounts.
Yeah,
so what are we talking
accounts.
about?
So there's several places you can go, and we will take time to talk about them individually along the way. But as you're stepping into this, there's some important things to keep in mind. There's two broad categories of accounts. You have an account that will have a login and password, and everything is inherently on a server at a company somewhere, hopefully in the United States, and all of your data and all of your crypto is being stored at that place. The flip side is, a situation where your data is stored on your device, whether that's your phone or your computer or whatever it might be. The thing that we wanted to talk about in the beginning of this before anybody gets down the road farther is the recovery methods that come from this. So the first topic is seed phrases. So JD, you want to give us your thoughts on seed phrases?
All right, so seed phrases. It's going to look crazy to you the first time you do this. Again, John alluded to the whole, and getting more to the point, you're going to look at whether it's a centralized exchange, whether it's a DeFi exchange, whether you're looking at a wallet, custodial, non-custodial wallets. Where you're going to get
we'll detail all these things.
Yeah,
later.
so we'll detail all these things in our classes when we start dropping these videos into JKJ Digital Assets. But for now, just understand that some of these will come with a seed phrase, a recovery phrase. So John loses his cell phone tomorrow, and how do I recover that wallet? I know you've heard of the stories already of the guy out there that went and lost millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin because he did not have the recovery phrase or the password for his account. Trust me on this, I'm telling you, no matter what you read, where you read it, if you do not have that recovery phrase, if you do not have the seed phrase, you're not getting back into your wallet. So our very first class is going to be copy it down, put it on a piece of paper, and put it in your safe. We're going to go through all that stuff with you on our very first class. The very first topic we're going to cover are going to be passwords, recovery phrase, seed phrase, the same thing. And then we're going to tell you how to store it, where to store it so you don't lose it, and then the little tricks that you don't hear about between cell phones when you're swapping cell phones. John ran into a little problem once.
Yeah.
But again, we're going to cover that ad nauseum, but just know right now that account is safe as long as you do not give that seed phrase away to anybody.
And these seed phrases that we're talking about, I've got a notebook with this stuff written down in it that I keep in my gun safe, and they're generally 24 words, and it has to be in order. It has to be spelled properly. I'm telling you, this is some very, very secure stuff once you set those up. And it's something you're never going to remember, so you have to make sure that you document. Find a safe space, find something, trade with a buddy. Have a notebook that the two of you trade back and forth, but make sure it's somebody you trust. Don't let it be your daughter. She'll take all your money. But outside of that, make sure that you have all of this stuff. And again, we'll get into this stuff much deeper and much further on jkjdigitalassets.com. Go to the pay site. All of these videos are going to be on there where we'll do a deep dive and give you a step-by-step explanation of how do you navigate these waters. John, what else do we see that maybe we need to look at for different things with our accounts?
So the last topic that we wanted to hit at the 100,000 foot level is, and nobody likes to talk about this, but it's taxes. The tax implications from crypto are, they're not complex, but they need to be in the forefront of your brain while you're making trades. And we are going to deep dive on this too, but just at the very basics, you need to hold assets for a year. If you have assets for under a year, you're going to pay capital gains tax. If you have it over a year, there's another tax structure, and we'll talk about that. So the idea, and some people do this, but the idea of day trading crypto is probably not ideal. And you can do it if you think that you're going to make so much money that you can recover 30% in taxes, and don't even get me started on fees and everything too. So that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah,
there's all kinds of reasons to not day trade crypto. If people think, that you're going to come in here and make 3 or 4 trades, and then have a windfall, it's probably going to be a windfall for the government, and we don't want that. So we want to, give you good directions to go. The very basics are hold your crypto for a year. We'll talk about how to, what your exit strategies are. There's also, fraught danger in floating all of your crypto at one time too. So, and
absolutely.
We'll talk about, I think Kevin in yesterday's podcast talked about on-ramps. There's significant conversation about off-ramps. How do you get this money out? It can't be some short-term high gain situation. It's probably gonna be high gain for somebody else besides you. So
it'll be a high gain for the government if you cash out early.
Yeah.
So Javier, do you got anything you want to wrap up with today?
Yeah, just along the lines of the tax implications here. Uncle Sam's getting smart, and they're looking for the tax dollar. They're looking for the tax revenue, and this is a new revenue stream for everybody. So play by the rules. You won't get burned.
John, you got anything you want to take us out with?
Nope, I'm ready to roll.
All right. Well, hey.
Get another one of these beers.
That's it. I cannot believe that I have nursed this beautiful Hardywood Gingerbread Stout this long. But hey, just want to tell everybody, you do not understand how much we appreciate you taking your valuable time to listen to our podcast, the Craft Beer and Crypto Podcast, brought to you by JKJ Digital Assets. Come look us up on the web. Look us up on Facebook at JKJ Digital Assets. Look us up on Instagram, JKJ_digital_assets. We're here. We're going to be putting out more information. You should be seeing another podcast dropping soon. Our plan is to drop one of these things every 3 or 4 days. We want to lead you down the road. We're here to help you find your path down the crypto world. And again, thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you soon, and that's a wrap.